That's really typical, isn't it? You know, you try and get your lighting right and then the sun comes out and throws it all with a big shadow.
Hi, I'm Chris. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a piece of artwork in pen and wash, although it might be a bit more paint than wash. I tend to get a little bit carried away. And I came across this wonderful little cottage. I reckon it must be 1800s. Thatched cottage. It's near Dumfries. It's called Crook Cottage. And I've been dying to paint it, so this is what we're going to do today, and I think I'm going to make it into a small holding and add maybe some sheep, some flowers, I might even add some hens, but we'll see. It's going to work along the way and see how we go with it. So grab a cuppa, relax, and let's bring this wee little cottage to life together.
I already started this picture because this angle was quite tricky and it took a little bit of messing around, but I'm just going to show you a few ideas with the ruler there of how I actually created that the size and everything correctly. I used my ruler because at the end of the day, you know, it's a building and that's fine. And I'm just going to use all the sketches, all the little pictures that I collected together to create this building into a farmstead. And so I'm just very quickly putting in pencil marks of where everything's going. And it really is a little bit of a made up as I go along as well. When you bring that path forward, just remember that, you know, you're going wider as you come further forward. You must keep to the same as the house. Same with the flowers. Those are really going to be some flowers there, those squiggly lines and the round circles. But I wanted those at the front of the building, or the front of the path really, isn't it, not the building. So I've just had a little woodshed in the side there, and I'm going to put the sheep in too. So as we're going in with pens need to be permanent ink, so I do a little bit of a test because I got caught out once, especially when it's not very clear on the pen itself. So yeah, they're completely waterproof, and I'm going to use a number 4. I'd use a 5, but to be very honest, I haven't got one that's working very well. And I'm just going to go around the whole of the picture now, drawing in where they're over those pencil lines, because as soon as I've got that done, I want to remove the pencil. I'm not going for overly extra detail, just a little bit there on the corner, but generally I am just sticking to those shapes that are already on the page, and the pencil at this stage will add to it more later. Some people actually are very straight lined and they're very good at straight lines. This building doesn't need straight lines, none of it does apart from the windows. But generally I am a bit of a scribbler. The house is quite a challenge for me really. But the plants, the flowers, you know, I like to scribble those leaves in. It's just my style. You might find you want to be more accurate. And again, that's your style and that's fine too. I don't think I'd have made a tech drawer. Mind you saying that, tech this week has been an absolute nightmare. How's your week been? Has it gone alright? Leave me a message in the comments. Learning so much tech in one go, email sequencing and all sorts of things. Everything has gone wrong this week, but never mind, I've managed to sort it now. The fact that I'm painting for these tutorials, or these mini paint along with Chris, They've been a bit of a godsend really, because it gives me time out to paint, whereas everything at the moment has been so much tech learning that I think I'd have gone mental. Maybe you don't really want to know that I've gone mental, because that's actually a bit rude, isn't it? But that's my brutal honesty sometimes. As I'm drawing this in now, I've moved to the little reference picture in the corner there with my cheeky grandson stood in the middle of the sunflowers. These are in his garden. His mum's very proud of them. And there at the back we're just making a bit of a cornfield. I took a little bit of time there to rub out all the pencil marks, and then decided there was too much of a gap at the front, so we'd add in an extra lamb there and an extra hen. And I'll get a bit of a cockerel there at the front as well, why not? And then filling in those leaves. It's just filling that page and making it of good composition in the end. And then penning them all in again. It's time for colour. I'm going to do wet on wet technique, so wetting all the outlet where the sky is. I've taken it also just down into the tops of the corn and round into the sunflowers too. And I'm going for a bit of a deep, moody sky. So it's a bit of ultramarine and some Payne's grey in there. Remembering it will actually dry lighter. And then just the grass area as well. I've surprised myself when I'm looking at this video now, and I'm actually using a big round brush, which is very unusual for me because I'm normally using a flat brush at this point, but you know, it seems to be working absolutely fine. It holds more water than a flat brush, to be honest, for this technique. What brushes do you like? Do you like flat brushes? Do you like round brushes? Or like me, do you use a variety of them? Let me know in the comments. That's really typical, isn't it? You know, you try and get your lighting right and then the sun comes out and throws it all with big shadow. As we paint on the roof there, it's good to go in the direction of the straw. Same with the feathers on the cockerel. I can't think of what it was called then. To the flowers, I'm just introducing bits of colour and get some more detail in those leaves. I'm actually quite enjoying the sunflowers actually. I might do those on their own at some point. So I wonder if you would put so many animals in yours, or would you just do the cottage and some flowers? Because again, that would be absolutely lovely. Leave a message in the comments. How would you do your artwork? Would you do flowers? Would you do animals with your cottage, or just the cottage? Let me know. It's nice to see how other people would interpret the same picture. It really is keep going back into and building up that colour for strength as we go along. That's the thing with watercolour, just build it up as you go. And now getting more in the roof here. There's a lot of shading in the roof, but also you need to be painting in the direction of the straw. Keep checking the angle you're painting at as well, because that's so important. it'd be so easy to go up and down when the roof is actually on a slant. So I'm going in for a second round with the pen now. I do like to do pen wash then pen wash. That's the way I work. But now to just get a little bit more depth into the detail going around the artwork. And really that roof needs a lot more to it, like the lines going across, which there I did measure because obviously they were at an angle again. But yeah, lots of detail in there. Hit like and subscribe if you've enjoyed watching me paint this lovely cottage. It will help me build my site. I'm still using the number 4 pen on this at this point, and I'm just going to add detail into the flowers there, which really are a load of scribbles, because that's my style. You might find that you actually want to do it a lot neater than I do. Going over the cockerel and the 2 hens here, I'm just going to give the impression of the feathers, the direction of the feathers, because that way it gives the bird shape. Same with the sheep and the stones there. I'm just defining the areas, giving the impression of the depth in some of the coat as well. So I'm going back over the whole painting and adding in some shadow areas, for a little bit of depth over there, with more depth in the roof there as well, and in the leaves too. I think the leaves at the front I wanted to have a bit more detail than the actual ones in the cornfield. So as I've added depth to the whole artwork, I decided, actually looking at it, that the pen lines maybe were all a little bit too even. So I'm swapping over to a thicker brush style pen and just going not all over, but just in the darker areas and just getting a little bit of variety and a little bit of depth in some of that pen work too.
And there we have it, Crook Cottage with its hens, its sheep, its sunflowers. And I'm really happy with it. I actually love doing it. I do think though I will crop it a little bit. I might just crop that side off because I wasn't really sure the woodshed in the end. I think I cropped it at the end of part of the video as well, and I'll show you how I've done that. If you enjoyed watching it come together, there's more like this in my Painting for Joy playlist, all designed to brighten your day and give you a few tips along the way. Don't forget to hit subscribe and pop back next week. I'll have the kettle on and a fresh canvas waiting to see what we're going to paint next week. If you have ideas or anything you'd like me to paint, then put it in the comments and I'll see what I can do. And I did notice along the way that I haven't actually signed this one, so I'm just going to put a quick signature on it and then it's ready to frame. So I think we'll just write it down there.